Hello everyone, and then welcome to another tutorial video. So in case you are watching this video you might be thinking or you might be contemplating on how to ace your exams. Okay, so this video will be a guide, right? So in case you are new to this channel and then you find this video very helpful, I would urge you to subscribe to the channel, hit on the bell icon so that you don't miss out on any uploaded video. Like the video so that the YouTube algorithm will help push it or share it to other students like you who might need this exact video to help with the academics. Okay, and then don't forget to also share and then recommend this channel to your friends or colleagues. Right, so let's see how you go by that. In case you watch my previous video on how to ace your midterm exams, okay, so this will be something like a continuation but a detailed explanation. Okay, but some of the points or most of the points might be the same but well detailed. Okay, so now let's look at how you could score at least 90. Okay, it's very true, you could score a 90 in your end of SEM exams in case you actually know what you are studying, okay, or know what you are doing. Okay, right, so that means that in case you've already written your midterm exams, you would have implemented the method I initially introduced to you to score at least 25%. That means 90% is rest assured. So in case you are a student in any school like KNUST, you might be graded the two sections. You have the midterm and end of SEM. So you have midterm, that's 30%, that involves your midterm exams, assignments and all that. Okay, and then end of SEM is purely 70. Okay, so in case you had a 25, so you just need something like close to a 60. Okay, 60-65 to get at least a 90%. Okay, right, so let's dive right into that. How do you do that? Okay, so now let's see. Okay, so this is a throwback to some of the courses I took in the university. Okay, so you could notice that I had 90 and then 84. Okay, right, so again, none of these courses I was able to finish on time. Okay, what I mean is I wasn't able to finish on time, finish all the questions on time, because the questions were bulky and then it required lots of calculations and all that, but I knew what I was doing. Okay, so it means that whatever question I tackled, I made sure that I had everything right. So that's ended up with these. That's how I was able to end up with these marks. Okay, there are lots of them. I wasn't interested in showing all of them, but since I'm currently treating these courses on my channel, that's why I intended to display only these subjects. Okay, right. So let's proceed. So first of all, you need to know your examination timetable. Okay, so you need to know where, when, and the exact period you'll be writing your exams. Okay, without that you might end up not meeting the right time for specific papers. Okay, meaning that you limit your chance of getting the required marks. Okay, now let's see, you have to go over the topics you were taught. Okay, so for the midterm, you notice that I stated that you have to go over the topics you treated, okay, with the lecturer during the semester. Okay, so that means it's a half semester. Okay, so for end of sem, this is what you do. You focus more on what you treated after your midterm. Okay, you focus more on what you treated after your midterm. Okay, so initially, in case you watch my previous video on how to study smart and all that, I initially introduced you to going over your midterm questions after your midterm exams. Okay, that means that in case you did that, there's no need for you to go back to study the courses you did or study the topics you did during your the midterm. Okay, so that means that you've been able to cover that. But in case you weren't able to do that, you would have to go skim through the courses, the topics you did, okay, previously. That's when you were about to write your midterm. Okay, so after doing that, you just focus more on what you studied after the midterm exam. So after writing your midterm, you'll be taking through other courses, okay, other topics and subtopics. So you focus more on that, solve more questions on that, and then you go through or review what you did during your midterm, and then you'll be good to go. Okay, right. So let's look at the next point. So you need to try and understand. Okay, so basically, in case you are an engineering student, so you need to understand most of your what calculation based courses. Okay, they are very, very important. Try as much as possible, even if you have to meet your teaching assistants or meet your lecturers or bend the midnight candle. Okay, you need to do that. Okay, it's very, very important. Try to understand every single subtopic. Is very, very crucial to you earning that specific 90 or close to 90 mark. Okay, very, very important. Take that serious. Try to understand, okay, the calculation portions of your courses, okay, of the topics within the courses. That's the calculation based courses. Okay, right. So you could use active recall. Okay, I made a video on active recall. I will just add the card to it so that you can just check that video out. After that, you just come back to this video. Okay, now, so you have to solve more than 3 questions on each subtopic and make sure you get the right answers. Okay, so from this initial point, you have to try and understand the calculation portion of the letters, and then trying to understand that you need to solve at least 3 questions. Okay, so the questions have to be 3. That's because the first question has to be simpler, and then the next one has to be a bit complicated, and then the next one has to make you sweat. Okay, right. That's the main idea behind solving 3 questions. Okay, right. It's very, very crucial to you getting that specific mark. Okay, now, so we are done to we are done with the theory based the calculation based. So let's look at how you solve or you learn theory based questions. Okay, this is all about active recall and spaced repetition. Okay, that's for the theory based questions. Okay, theory based questions, it's just active recall. Okay, right. So you just introduce active recall. Okay, I will add a card to this video so that you just dive right into that. Okay, so all you have to do is just use active recall. Okay, active recall. Note that we are integrating both mid-sem, okay, and end of sem. So it's all about earning specific mark. That's something like a 90 or close to 90. That's why I initially stated that at least 90. So something like 90 or higher than 90. Okay, right. You implement your active recall just like the mid-sem. Okay, you do same for your end of sem. You are good to go. I'll just link the card so that you go through that in case you've not watched that video. Now, so before the exams, you need to get enough sleep. Okay, you need to get enough rest, because without enough rest, you might end up even sleeping in the exam hall or being confused. You wouldn't be able to think. Okay, the brain works in a way that you have to give it enough time to process certain stuff. So after maybe you done learning and then you sleep, the brain starts to process the information you learned. Okay, so that whenever you need the information, it just comes back to you. So you might be wondering why sometimes you really studied, okay, but you end up noticing that it's like you have nothing in your head. Okay, it's normal. That means that your brain has been able to process the information and then kept it at your temporal storage. Okay, there's a portion of your brain where you could store temporal information, and then there's a portion where you could keep permanent information. That's where you introduce active recall and spaced repetition. So that technique will help your brain process the information more and then keep it permanent. Okay, so as I stated earlier, you might be thinking you've studied, but it's like your head is empty. It's normal. Once you see a question, and then you've already studied or something about that question, your brain will just process the information and then feed you with the answer straight ahead. Okay, that's how the brain works. It's magical. Okay, right. So this is what we refer to the midnight candle. Okay, so midnight candle is I've already explained this. It's basically studying at night. Okay, so where during the time where everybody is asleep, okay, that's where you start to study, and then so you study from midnight, or maybe in case you have exams at 8 a.m. you study from midnight till maybe 6:30 you get something to eat, you take your bath and all that, you wash down, and then you proceed, okay, to your examination hall. Make sure you are on time. Now, these are some of the things you need to know, okay. One, do not expect too much after writing your exams, okay. That's how exams work. Those who usually expect too much end up being disappointed, okay. Do not expect too much after your exams, okay. Right, so it's very, very important. So after your exam, just know that you have to put in the work to study the material, okay, solve enough questions in case you are treating theory-based questions. You know what to do, active recall, and then space repetition. Then in case you are doing anything calculation, you need to practice more, put pen on paper. Right, so after that, you just go to the examination hall, stay focused, don't indulge in unnecessary chats and all that. Before the paper, pray so that you get some divine intervention in case you forget something, okay. Right, so after the paper, just head towards your your hostel or hall, whatever, okay. And then in case you studied well, you put in the effort, you end up getting required marks you need to pass the paper, okay. But the main idea is to put in the work and get the required mark, okay. Again, don't be intimidated by your colleagues, okay, especially in case you are in level 100, okay. You might feel not being let's say not being confident, okay. Then your colleagues might be feeling feeling themselves with high hopes, so that you look down on yourself. Don't do that, okay. They might end up even coming back to you to help them with their academics, okay. Right, so in case you are watching this, it means that you have an upper hand when compared to your colleagues, okay, because you have been given the gist of the know-how as to how to proceed with learning and then ace your paper, okay. Again, don't give yourself false hopes, okay, or high hopes after your exams, okay. Don't be like, oh, this exams I'll ace it, trust me, it will over you, okay. Right, so just stay focused, leave the rest to God. Do your best in exam hall, leave the rest to God, and then you'll be fine. If I would tell you that one paper is actually strength of materials, okay. I don't know whether any of you have treated or have been taken through that course during the end of sem. I was like, wow, this is quite challenging. I don't know how this will go, okay. And then end of sem, similar thing happened. I even wanted to cancel the entire paper because I felt like I've learned a lot, but I wasn't able to finish everything. So one thing about me is that once I'm not able to finish every single question on the paper, I just look down on myself, okay. So that was the problem. So after everything, we came back to our hostels and all that, I was still feeling down on myself. But when the exams came, when the results came, I was baffled, okay. I had very, very high mark, okay. I wasn't even expecting, even though I expected a very high mark, I wasn't expecting that. I had was it 90 something, okay. Yeah, something like that. It was 90 plus. Was it 92, 94? I don't really remember, but it was more than 90, okay. Similar happened to apply electricity during the mid-sem. I was really fumbling because it was my first time taking that course, okay. Right, and then during the end of sem, I put in the work, and then you could notice that I showed you the mark I had, okay. That was the mark I had, even though I didn't finish the exams, okay. Right, and then for algebra 2, I just used calculator tricks, okay. Even though I knew how to solve with my hand, since the questions were many and then they were multiple choice questions, okay. I just implemented the calculator tricks, and then even though again I wasn't able to finish, okay, because the questions were plenty, and then not all the questions required calculator tricks. You need to solve and then find the answer. And then one thing you need to know is that you need to approach your lecturers and then teaching assistants to know how the questions or the format of the exams, okay. It's very, very important. right? So I hope this video was very helpful, and then I know you would implement these techniques to help ace your exams. Okay, so once again, this in case this video was very helpful or impactful, I would urge you to subscribe to the channel, hit on the bell icon so that you don't miss out on any uploaded video. Like the video so that the YouTube algorithm helps push it to other students like you who might need this video, okay, to increase their or boost their academic confidence and then help them ace their exams. I would also urge you to kindly share to your colleagues who you care about, okay, to help them ace their exams. In case you are in first year, this is very crucial, okay. You need to ace your first exam so that it will help boost your confidence, because some students might not end up with the cumulative weighted average or GPA they intended for themselves, and then they end up feeling down. But trust me, don't feel down. It's just the beginning of the semester. You have lots of semester ahead, okay. All the best in your exams, and I know you come back to the comment section and then testify to implementing this method and then how it's helped boost your results. Okay, have a lovely day, and then I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.